Ticker symbol SOUN, meeting the first target that we were talking about on Saturday. Let's go over the potentials now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with an SOUN, technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we're looking at SOUN here on the 12-hour chart, and we were talking about, this was just on Saturday, right? We actually talked about this ascending triangle having a first target of 401. Okay, and this is the target that I was talking about in that video that we released on Saturday. And you can see here that the top side that we got on the H value right up here, when we hover over that candle, you can see that it came into 404. Okay, so our target met almost exactly to the dollar, so that is very, very good, or to the cent, right? But now we got to see what the potentials are for a continuation to the upside, because as you can see here, I did kind of put together another two targets, right? Actually, three. So in respect to the range right in here would be 418 to 429, right? And the third target would be the 494 right at the 2.618. Okay, so essentially these are the targets. Essentially these are the targets taken from the type of triangle, right? So for example, this here. You take this trend line, from the very top side of the triangle all the way to the bottom side, and then you apply it to that breakout zone, right? And then, you get these targets. This is the center of the triangle, and then this is the breakout of the triangle, right? So this is how we were able to determine what those valuations were. So let's go ahead and just pull up the the tools here and see what we have in store for this, right? So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull this up on the 30-minute time frame to see what we have, right? So 30-minute time frame is already suggesting a little bit of a pullback right here, but that's normal for the 30-minute, as this tends to live out pretty fast, right? So in other words, what I'm looking at here is the potential of coming back to test this zone right over here, which just, at 384, which just so happens to be right where the EMA 21 is located on the 30-minute, right? So let's go ahead and look at the hourly and bi-hourly, all right? So we got a little bit of downside here on the hourly. The bi-hourly is still suggesting some upside, which means that the 4-hour time frame still has upside. Here we go. So the 4-hour definitely has upside. It's actually increasing volatility, actually entering the critical volatility zone, which is actually within the 90 percentile of the BBWP indicator representing volatility, right? So another thing to notice here is that please notice that our relevant volume is currently upside of the moving average. So our vol is absolutely in play for the bulls right now. So this is a very good thing even still. Let's go see on the 6-hour chart to see if we have momentum on the upside too. There we go. We have momentum to the upside, and we do have volatility approaching critical, right? So, oftentimes I don't like to trust these little tiny pivots, right, as they often tend to fail. Just like here, there's a little tiny pivot here, then it went up, right? So those little pivots right there, especially when you're in a particular direction, so the trend is to the upside, right? You get a little bit of pullback like this. Usually these things tend to correct and then continue on to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, and this is going to be the 8-hour chart. This is where it's starting to suggest that there could be a pullback coming in, but that's not to say that the shorter time frames aren't able to influence the larger time frames, as we typically like to look at the shorter time frames cascade into the larger time frames, right? So MACD on the 8-hour absolutely pivoted towards the upside. We have incredible DMI support here, landing at about 38, almost 39% DMI. ADX, which is the average directional index that actually gives us the strength of the market to whoever is leading the way. In this case, DMI plus, which is the bulls in that green color. Right. So, and another thing is that we have that RSI pitch to the upside as well. So this is still looking pretty good. All right, guys. So now jumping into the 12-hour and then the daily, we still have upside pivots on those time frames too, and still have upside pivots on MACD and the RSI. So yeah, I would actually have to say that particular to the shorter time frames like the hourly and the 30-minute, we could definitely face, more than likely face a pullback, right? And I would actually give a range here, okay? So let me see if I can actually get that range to be a little tighter. So let me get, we're going to use that SMA Okay, I think I got it. All right, so let me go ahead and draw the box here, as this can be one of those zones to actually get long the asset, right? So I'm looking at 383 to 385 as a potential pullback area, short-term pullback before a continuation to the upside. And if we were to face one more target towards the downside, then yes, we can always be prepared for that, right? So as we really should consider always being prepared, right? So it would be in respects to these candles, the low of this candle here, the opening of this candle, and the closing of this one here. So all of that kind of rhymes together, right? So we'll leave the targets just like this here, and this now is the second loading zone, which could be around 372 to 375. Of course, I'm talking about paper trading here, you guys. We want to make sure that we can keep retail safe, right? So yeah, so I mean, anyway, guys, this is pretty much what I'm suggesting here, is a potential pullback before a continuation to the upside, and this is likely to happen in the immediate short-term time frame, which would actually pressure the price action to the upside into, I think I could honestly see tomorrow we can see up to about $4.29 with the lower side of about $4.18. Okay, so now if we move on to the 8-hour time frame, or the 6-hour, I want to see where we have critical volatility already at full expansion. So let me see actually the daily and the bi-daily. Man, look at that. The bi-daily in the gravitational zone, and also on the RSI with increasing volatility. This is still suggesting upsides, you guys. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime next week this thing actually reaches 494, right? So please remember to practice your risk management, okay? So make sure to keep that in line always, you guys, and never return what the market's already, never return the gains to the markets, right? So just keep your risk management in line, and always take your profits, right? And make sure to keep your runners in there when they are winners, okay? So, all right, so in the post market, it looks like it's already at 397, pulling back just a little bit, right? We had a traditional market close at 399. So, yeah, you guys, watch out for those two targets that I'm talking about, and then there could be a continuation to the upside. Potential target tomorrow could reach the 429. Of course, at any moment, anything that I'm saying here could be invalidated with either a bad news catalyst or a good news catalyst, right? So, definitely good to keep that in mind. All right, you guys, but first and foremost, remember that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool, okay, you guys? But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.